Hey, what is up guys? Guitar here. Welcome back to another Blue Archive video. So if you guys are not aware, basically we have an announcement of the upcoming banner Saori, and alongside with that a bunch of other things as well. So you can see this on the official Blue Archive Twitter page. They announced we're going to have Aries, alongside with that Cycling Shiroko, all coming in 14th of February, and of course Aru as well. So these are the standard characters that you get from the banners, Aru, Cycling Shiroko, and Aries. So alongside with that, of course, we're also going to have Saori, which is a completely new character from the Aries squad. Now, is she strong? A lot of players have tried to ask me and convince me to pull for her because she's going to be the top damage dealer, and I'll give you guys my take shortly. Alongside with that, we're going to check out all the roadmaps as well. As you can see, they have posted the latest roadmap. I don't believe I've made a video for this yet. So currently, we're in Summer Hoshino, Swimsuit Izuna, Shizuko and stuff. So for the entirety of February, looks like we'll be having Saori banner. After that, we're gonna have Kazusa and Mo right after. And then on March, looks like we'll be having the Kokona banner alongside with, seems like a 2 rerun of an event story. So that's going to be quite cool, I guess. I think both of these are going to be a good chance for new players to be able to obtain some of the welfare units as well. Now, let's jump into the video and talk about individually each of these characters, how strong they are in the meta. Now, first things first, let's talk about Saori. She's going to be a striker, as you can see from Aries squad. Alright, so she's an explosion type on her offense and special on the defense. Saori is going to be perhaps one of the highest damage dealers available for explosion type. Now, am I going to be pulling for Saori personally? No, I will be skipping her entirely. But I do think that compared with a lot of other explosion type, for example, Azusa or Aru, she's going to be like top for sure, up there competing with everyone else. And let's jump into the skills and explain to you guys why. Now, if you look at her EX skill, pretty convenient. It's a 4-cost skill. You can see it does a bit of high modifiers there. 1275% of attack as guaranteed crit damage. So this is always going to be guaranteed, and this just insanely boosts her to a top tier. Alright, if you're looking for damage per se. Alright, so if you're focusing on damage, she's going to be able to provide you a lot. I think for veteran players, you might not need her as much, but definitely she's good to have in a lot of cases, right? Normal skill, you can see this ability increases the crit damage up to 24.8%, and also she will deal an additional damage of attack that will be guaranteed to crit every time. So passive skill, she's going to increase her crit damage. You can see she's a crit damage monster for sure, 26.6%. And the last sub skill, she will boost her attack by 36%, 55% or 73% for every 2, 3 or 4 Aries squad students in the unit, including yourself. Now sadly, this sub skill is probably not going to be that useful because most of the other Aries squads aren't really the meta, right? So you can see right here, currently we only have Saori herself and Asuko, Misaki, and of course Hiyori. So these are the current Aries squad students. So you gotta make like a faction out of all of them, which I guess you can if you have all of them built. But yeah, I think like it doesn't give you the flexibility of her to benefit from all of this passive being in other team as much. Now, first of all, I'll be skipping Saori. Alright, I'll be skipping Saori. I do not need a Saori in my team. So for me personally, like I mentioned, it depends on who you're lacking in terms of your current students, right? If you're looking for explosion type, I am not lacking in any of them as well. So these are my current explosion type. Sarika is going to be able to do a lot for new players. I do think she's going to be very strong. Shiroko is also decent for single target. Azusa, very, very strong in that sense. Yeah, so those are my main 3 damage dealers. I would say if I don't need AoE, if I need single target, right? So I don't think I'll need Saori as much. Yes, sure, she's going to be strong for sure. I think she will be able to help some of the newer players who don't have any other characters built. But I do think that I don't really need her as much. And as for damage, right now, I'm not really struggling with damage. For me, I'm much more struggling with survivability, at least on the insane rates. So if you're trying to tackle insane rates, most of the time, survivability is going to be much more important. Damage is only when you're looking for trying to, instead of trying to tackle an insane boss with 2 teams, you want to try to use 1 team instead. So for sure, if you're trying to speedrun, yes, Saori is going to help you in that case. But for most players, I don't know. I feel like you won't really need her in a lot of most accounts out there. But that doesn't mean that she's weak. She's still going to be probably the top damage dealer with all of this crit damage built into her kit. I don't think she's gonna shine in particular if you're willing to invest on her early on. So yeah, that's something to consider if you're looking for a damage dealer, especially for explosive type. Let's go and talk about the other character right after her, which is going to be Kazusa. Now, for Kazusa, I think she might be skippable. I do think she's being a striker and a penetration type. Now, I've already mentioned this multitude of times, right? When it comes to piercing type or penetration, alright, I don't think anyone can beat Yori. So that's just my humble opinion because Yori is just so good. But look at her, Kazusa. She has very high modifier. Right here you can see she deals 1700% of attack as damage to one enemy. So that's not bad for 4 costs actually. Pretty decent. Normal skill, increase her attack by 43%. Passive skill, she also has the ability to increase her own attack, 26.6%. And the last sub skill, decrease attack speed by 16% upon reloading and increase attack by 49.6%. And this can stack up 2 times. So she's going to decrease her attack speed while increasing her attack. So a little bit of a sacrifice right there. But yeah, I do think that Kazusa right here, she can definitely fit some teams for sure. But for yellow teams, for yellow units, I'm not that struggling for at least a single target ones. So let's talk about Mo, which is another character that's going to appear right next alongside with Kazusa. So Mo is from, what is this faction? The SRT Special Academy, alright. So she is going to be penetration as well, but this time she's a supporter that stays at the back because she's a special type. So looking at her kit, I don't think you'll need her as much. She probably won't be meta for a long time. Deals 480% of attack as damage to enemies within a straight line. So she's a straight liner, she's an AoE attacker that stays at the back. I honestly do prefer Sarika for AoE, so I think Sarika is probably one of the better ones. Talking about New Year Sarika, of course, she helped me so much in Cheese stage, so I do think that, if I want to look for AoE characters, New Year Sarika is going to be the first one that comes to my mind. Now looking at her normal skill, she has the ability to increase, she has the ability to deal 160% of attack as damage to 5 enemies. And also, there's a little bit of stun right there. Passive skill, increase her attack. And the last sub skill is also going to increase allies attack by 17.3%. So something that's pretty standard across the board. So I don't think these two characters are as good. Kazusa and Mo, both are pretty much skippable. And let's talk about the last one, which is going to be Kokona. So Kokona is another Shanghai Jing student, or perhaps she's a teacher. I believe she's related to Shun. Kokona is a striker and she's a penetration type, yellow type. Her ability is going to be a little bit more complicated. You can see 2 costs and she will recover, heal to 1 ally. And then what she does is she heals herself as well and also adds 1 flower stem. Now this flower stem is a little bit of a weird mechanics if I had to say. So notice the normal skill also does something similar. She recovers HP to 1 ally with the lowest HP when allies accumulate 100 crit and also adds another flower stem. And then the passive skill increase her heal, and this flower stem will activate based upon the sub skill. You can see reduce the next EX cost by 1 to all allies except yourself when 5 flower stems are accumulated. Recovers 108% of heal as HP and removes all flower stems. Now I don't think this is, I'm not sure how good this is practical, but based on what I've seen so far, if you need healers, there's already lots of meta healers like Serena or even Koharu, right? So I don't think she's going to be someone that's like a must-have. I do think for now, based on this list, if I'm looking at all of these upcoming characters, I'm not really going to pull any of this. I would rather save for Himari or even the tracksuit characters because at least some of those characters are actually meta. So that's just how I look at it. So overall, this is going to be my humble opinion. I don't think I'll be pulling for any of these characters right now. Most of you guys should be focusing on this banner, Swimsuit Izuna. You still have about 2 days. I do think Swimsuit Izuna is going to be way more relevant. Plus, she's limited. Those characters that are coming up until March, those aren't limited. So that means that once the banner ends, they will be added to the standard banner, something to consider as well, right? So with that being said, Swimsuit Izuna, I do highly recommend. I've already gotten her recently. In my 10 pull yesterday, got pretty lucky. So today, I'll be pulling my remaining ones on Swimsuit Chisei and see if I can get both limited, If I get both, that will be pretty crazy. Any pink? Nope. So it's just going to be a blue. Alright, so I didn't got anything, but hey, I'm pretty happy with that. So yeah, that's gonna be it for this video, guys. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Let me know if you guys are pulling for anyone, or who are you guys saving for next. Personally, I'm looking at Himari right now, but things might change along the way. We'll see how it goes. Try to stack up as much pyroxenes as I can, because I only have like 5 to 6,000 right now. As always, if you guys haven't already subscribed, give this video a like. I will see you guys in the next one. Have a nice day. Goodbye.